Let's bring in Marc Thiessen, Fox News contributor. Marc, we got so much feedback on this incredible interview, and I think most people were just really happy to see the veil lifted and get a look at these people who aren't the 20-something kids that they'd been hearing all about.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's so great for the DOGE effort and for the country to meet these people and see these dedicated American citizens who've come and taken time from their busy careers to try and save the American taxpayers from waste, fraud, and abuse. I mean, the GAO reported that in 2023, they uncovered $236 billion in waste, fraud, and abuse, including $175 billion in money that went to dead people and people who are no longer eligible for benefits, and $45 billion that they just lost, that they couldn't account for. In some years, it was $521 billion, $500 billion. That's the equivalent of all the corporate taxes that come in a single year. And that's just scratching the surface. That's without the forensic accounting that DOGE is doing. We've got to stop doing that. We've got to stop wasting that money, and you put it back towards saving the taxpayers' money, or put it towards public interest, what it's supposed to be spent on, which is benefiting the American people.
Yeah, even the crew on Morning Joe had some praise for this. Listen to what they said.
Yeah. I think Elon Musk going out before cameras and talking and saying this is what we're doing is a good thing. But to act like that this has been some well thought out, measured approach is just not believable. What works in government? Yeah. And I learned this my first day in Washington, D.C., is not what works in corporations.
Government is actually not a business.
It doesn't need change with a chainsaw.
All right, so some debate there over what they're saying. But, do you think that this interview maybe they should have done sooner?
Yeah, I mean, well, they wanted to get some work done. You got to lift up the hood and see what's there before you can go on cameras and talk about it. They've been spending the last, we're only 65 days into this administration, so they've only been at it for about 2 months. But this is also, it's very important that Democrats understand, this is a 70-30 issue. I mean, there was a Harvard CAPS poll that just came out. 72% of Americans believe there should be an agency uncovering waste, fraud, and abuse. 70% think that there is waste, fraud, and abuse. And 70% support cutting $1 trillion from the federal budget. That's only 15% of spending. That's what Elon Musk is trying to do. But if you do it, you cut the deficit in half by that simple act. So God bless DOGE, and the Democrats better get behind this because it's a very popular effort.
And yet you still have some Democrats coming after it. You had Hillary Clinton mention in an op-ed, smart reforms could make federal agencies more efficient and effective. During the Clinton administration, my husband's Reinventing Government initiative worked with Congress to thoughtfully streamline bureaucracy. In many ways, it was the opposite of the Trump administration's slash and burn approach. Today, they are not reinventing government. They're wrecking it. I looked into, this program she's referencing, and, what they did, saved some of the federal budget, but it took a really long time, years. It also involved having federal workers reimagine their jobs. I guess the only difference here that might be relevant today is that a lot of the DOGE cuts are not going before Congress. Whereas what happened under the Clinton administration, that was congressionally approved. Do you think that DOGE needs to put some of these cuts before Congress so that they stick and a future Democratic administration doesn't come in and undo all the work that they've just done?
Well, I think what they're going to have to do is some of the things you can do through executive action, as Elon Musk said yesterday. Congress hasn't mandated waste, fraud, and abuse. If you can find waste, fraud, and abuse, then the executive branch has the power to eliminate that. But some of it's going to have to go before Congress. I mean, for example, eliminating USAID is going to take congressional action. So it's going to be a mix of those two things. But also keep in mind, the founder of DOGE was Barack Obama. In 2014, he founded the U.S. Digital Service, which was a bunch of tech bros he brought in to deploy what he called SWAT teams across the government. Yeah. And so Trump has just taken that and taken it to the next level.
And what they keep finding is really just so stunning, and it's fascinating to watch all of the different numbers come out and all the waste and fraud they're identifying on seemingly a daily basis. Marc Thiessen, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jackie.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.